connect, serve, and grow is what you can expect at the House of Reconciliation. Leadership, community, education, wellness, and participation is part of our plan for your spiritual growth and success. Family and faith is a core value for the House of Reconciliation, working to help people find their purpose. Want to make an impact in the kingdom? Ready to tap into your future? Meet us at the House Sundays with Pastor Reginald Campbell, www.houseofreconciliation.org.
Good afternoon and welcome in, and thank you for joining us. We are here at the Greenville campus, 1427 Suite E Launch Road. We're happy to have you. Of course, we thank you for our Greenwood campus. That is at 210 Pansy Road, Hodges, South Carolina. And of course, to all of our virtual campus and to our affiliates across the world, we do appreciate the opportunity to share with you. We know that school has started back, so we're not going to take up much of your time. Just want to give you some insights and things to think about. One of the things that I think they put out that we were going to discuss was not sick enough. And we're at the point where I was going to teach about hear, listen, learn, all those things. But I have to abbreviate it to get us to understand, why do we need to listen? I want you, if you're a writer, to write this. Good news is new news. Not sick enough. And what does that mean is because most people are still trapped by either what they have experienced or what they continue to hear. And a lot of people continue to hear things that they want to hear. But here's the thing. When you're not sick enough, but you're not moving forward, you're still functioning in dysfunction. And dysfunction many times lead to dysfunctional behavior and living and walking in pain. So I have a point to go with this. Good news is new news. Not sick enough. In other words, when you try to elevate people and show them a broader plan and a broader picture, I've always struggled with why they resist it. Because it takes them out of their comfort zone. Most people are stuck in his or her familiar, and in order to grow and in order to manifest to be what you could be, simple analysis from a caterpillar moth or a caterpillar that turns into a butterfly, many people are afraid of the transition. If you can't handle the transition, then you can never cross over to transformation. So, how do we address that? Here is what I say. Do you want to continue to hear what you already know? And pretty much a lot of times we watch reruns, we watch shows, and we never move. And we never move, and these things are our favorite, to watch certain things that we grew up with, certain cartoons. They stagnate us. So that's another word to write, stagnation. And when a person is stagnated, here is what happens. Just like animals in the ocean seek out the weak, people will seek you out to keep you where you are. And there's a problem with that. And this is what I wrote. There are literally some people who don't think enough of you to challenge you to become the best version of you. I'll say that again. It can be on your job. It can be in your family. It can be in whatever fraternity or sorority that you're associated with. It could be in your community. People have issue with people who raise their standard to function and live better. And literally, there are people who will not raise the standard, but will continue to take your time and your money and never challenge you to be the best version of you. And I bring this to you because a lot of times I say to people and I hear, oh, you're tough, you this, you this, you this. Listen, I'm going to tell you a little bit as we go through here. I am called to help you get the best out of you and to get the best version of you. And I have a few scriptures that I'm going to share with you this evening. I'll say it again. There are literally some people who don't think enough of you to challenge you. And what they're trying to do is break the mold of familiarity and get you into the mold of intellect, intelligence, and creativity. Here's what happens. They don't even want to challenge you sometime when you go to the house of worship. They tell you how great you are. They tell you how the devil is doing this. They tell you about how other ethnicity groups are working against you. They intend for you to stay the same because they never address you. Jesus didn't come to save the world. He came to save you. You are part of the world. He didn't come for your life to stay the same. He didn't come for people to tell you what you're comfortable with and what you're familiar with. And here's the kicker. If you understand everything, then you don't understand anything. I'll say it again. If you understand everything and you can say everything that's coming out of another person's mouth, then you haven't learned anything. That's how serious it is. Because here's the thing. There are some people that literally don't have the guts to look you in the face and say that God has a greater expectation of you. Why did we receive Jesus Christ if we were living at the standard that God was okay with? Why? Why did he set the principle in the Old Testament that he's coming down through 42 generations, through the lineage of David, if all of our lives were perfect and nobody needed to elevate or change or evolve into something better? Because as a leader, when you want to keep people the same and you make excuses for them, you are literally hindering their growth both naturally and spiritually. I'll say it again, because I know somebody's going to go share it with somebody. There are literally some people who don't think enough of you. If you think that I can do better, I want you to tell me and show me how to do better. Don't let me be stupid. Don't let me to continue to walk around in emotions. Don't let me be less than what I'm capable of doing. That's where we are in ministry. There are people that are not called by God that will say anything to you because they want a crowd, they want people to love. And I say to them, I don't know how you answer to God. If you have a child that can make an A, why would you accept a D minus? I'll say it again. There are literally some people who don't think enough of you to challenge you, because what they have to do is sharpen and dull you at the same time. They got to dull that self-response, and they got to sharpen that intellect and intelligence, because most kids are born and all they do is function through their feelings and emotions while they're at it, while toddlers. That's what toddlers do. Anything that's wrong. And what I wanted was a pacifier. I had some, because that's what we're grown adults, and we can't take or handle the truth. So you're a grown, full adult, and you need a pacifier. Because when life comes along to sharpen you, and to sharpen your intellect, intelligence, and capabilities, that should spark creativity for resolutions in your life. You're looking for someone to tell you, oh, that's just your enemy. They don't love you. No one should be kept stupid. And when people will not challenge you, they're one-sided because they want to be the big fish in the little pond. I'll say it again. Some people literally don't think enough of you to challenge you to grow in God. And I'm going to show you in the Bible in this. Others don't have the guts to look you in the face and say God has a greater expectation of you. God is right, because many people sit on their gifts and talents. Many of them. Here is the thing. Here is how it goes. Do you want to hear a rhema word, a fresh revelation from God that will change your life and the future of your family? Or do you want to keep hearing the dysfunctional information that people tell you? Here's what we have to do. Do you want to hear and listen to what you need to know to move forward? Watch this. Without the fears of uncertainty. That, my brothers and sisters, is where faith comes in and a relation comes in with God. Do you want to hear and listen to what you need to know to move forward without fears? Somebody said, well, I don't understand that right off the bat. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leadeth me beside the still waters. There's a point to say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Why? Thou art with me. Here's what it is. The accountability factor that God gives us spiritually as well as natural. There's accountability factor. And here it comes out of Luke 12:48. To whom much is given. This is why we have to have coaches and mentors. And I believe my cousin, Daniel O'Neill Coyne, who is here, who is a director of human resources, said you also need a sponsor. To whom much is given. There are people that will help develop you to bring out your talent. We don't need another inch of your feelings and emotion. We need your intellect and intelligence, and we need your spiritual insight and spiritual foresight to balance you and to balance your plane as it begins to run down the runway of life. So here's what it says in Luke 12:48. To whom much is given. You've been given, your thumbprint represents that you've been given something that no one else has been given in the entire universe. And yet you won't search your natural DNA to find out your innate inheritance, and neither will you touch or come to your spiritual birthright, so now you can walk productive and prosperity in the natural and the spiritual. Here's what it says. If you have heard this line of wisdom, you know it means we are held responsible for what we have. How do you know what you have if no one ever searches you for you to find out what you have? If we have been blessed with talents, wealth, knowledge, time, and the like, it is expected that we benefit others. What is the anthem of the ministry? I am the seed that grows and advances the kingdom for soul winning. This word, Bread of Life, that I received today is not only for me, but to be shared with others because I've been given a lot. I'm not supposed to hoard it. Because when people hoard things from you, they're trying to keep leverage over you. Because they don't want you to be privileged to the same level of information that they are receiving. So they want to keep you out of the room. Does this make sense? So here's what it says. I'll read it again. To whom much is given, much is required. If you've heard this line of wisdom, you know it means that we are held responsible for what we have. If you don't know who you are, then you can't be what you're supposed to become. If we have been blessed, and I like what Daniel O'Neill Coyne said on last week. He said, not only that, there's this thing called overtime. If you are professional on your job, you should bring that same level of intensity and expertise to the body of Christ. We tend to leave the office and go downhill. And then there's some people that don't have an office that try to fake it, but they don't have enough to make it because they've never been around structure and infrastructure. So then they pretend. That's why some people are so hung up on titles. What happened to character? What happened to leading and being the example? A title doesn't make you wise. A position doesn't make you great. People will always follow people who have knowledge, understanding, and intelligence. So here's what happens. There's an expectation when you've been blessed with talents, with wealth, with knowledge, time, and the like. It is expected that we benefit others. Here is what Jesus had to explain in Matthew 11:6. He said, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. And so after reading and researching, John had a little hesitation because, and someone educated me, because I said it last night on the broadcast. I said, I really don't know if John did any miracles, and I was informed John didn't do any miracles. So when Jesus came at another level, see, sometimes you're with something that's beneath your skill set. You need to be somewhere where your skill sets will be challenged and sharpened and developed. So he says, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me, because John was incarcerated at the time, and his disciples were looking at defecting from John and going to follow Jesus, because the crowd was following Jesus because Jesus brought substance, just not baptism. Jesus brought substance, and Jesus fulfilled John's ministry, which was prophesied in the Bible, that he was a forerunner before Christ. And once he baptized Jesus, he had a problem with letting Jesus be who Jesus was. People have a problem. So John used this term, is he the one? Because what Jesus is doing wasn't normal. It wasn't the custom. So some of the gifts that you get, people are going to criticize you because they don't have what you have. They don't have your strength and education. They don't have your knowledge base, your wisdom. They don't have your experience. So they have to find a way to try to knock you down. So here's what he said. This is what I wrote. The word will offend you to clean you. Everything that God created, and when man sinned, it is the word of God that pierces the heart, and it is the Spirit of God that redevelops a person in a spiritual relationship with God. Here is what happened. Here's basically what Jesus said. If I'm helping you, then why is it criticism? If I'm restructuring and redirecting your life, and this is what I don't understand about people who say they have low self-esteem and this, that, and the other. God thought enough of you to say whosoever, the broken, the battered, the unpopular, those that are not as attractive, those that are not wealthy. This is for you if you're willing to walk this way. Here is what I want to say to you. Some people have this concept, why do I always get it wrong? It is simple. We are reacting and responding out of pain and frustration from our past. And many times what we hear, we didn't listen to. It is similar to what we have experienced. And because I've had an unpleasant experience prior to this situation, this is how I'm going to respond to this situation. Because if I would listen, I could grow and learn. I could adapt and adjust. But because my reaction is something that's coming to correct me, if it corrects you, how is it against you? If it opens your eyes to what you can be, and you have the substance to become that, how then is it criticism? This is why most people always get it wrong. Here is the kicker. The word disciple is not a word that's popularly used in today's time. But here's how I'm going to upscale it. To listen, one must take the seat of a student. The problem is people are in their feelings and emotions, and they don't want to be a student because when they were a student, somebody misinformed them. And anytime people can misinform you, you wind up going in the wrong direction. Here is the cure for that. Qualify what you hear before you accept it. Do your research. Does this make sense? To listen, one must take the seat of a student. Stop trying to guide God and let God guide you. I'll say it again. Stop trying to guide God and let God guide you. How to handle life's difficulties as well as the pressures and how to cope with them through the word. I'm going to give it to you right now. Psalms 15, stanza 1 through 4. You see me expediting time. We have kids that have to go to school, and so hopefully I can get through this. I'm going to give you this in the NIV first. Lord, who may dwell in your sacred tent? And really what it's saying is, Lord, can I dwell and you dwell in me? Who may live on your holy mountain? The one who walks in blamelessness. If God and his leaders do not share with you that there's a greater expectation, I don't want anybody in my circle and in my life that's going to let me be stupid intentionally. Because they're worried about my feelings, they're worried about my emotions, they're worried about how I'm going to respond. Really? You just rather be dumb. You just rather be ignorant and stupid. You rather sit back and fall off a cliff. So here's what he says. The one who walks blameless, the one who does it righteously, does it the right way, who speaks the truth from their heart. Why does the truth hurt so much? We have entirely too much garbage in us. Stanza 3, whose tongue utters no slander. I met with people who said, you know what? We didn't realize what he or she or they or whatever was saying was literally slander. Because when you're weak and your spiritual immune system is weak, people can poison you. And they not only can poison you, they can stunt your growth and poison you for the rest of your life. And you'll be constantly off track. It's like if you've got a rubber tire, it's like taking a patch out, and every time you clunk, 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 eventually it will throw everything off balance. It says, whose tongue utters no slander, who does not wrong to a neighbor, and cast no slurs on others. Fourth stanza, who despise a vile person. If you're not spiritual, you don't know the difference between right and wrong. You just hear garbage and boom, there we are. Here's what it says. But honor those who fear the Lord, but keep an oath even when it hurts. So when the truth comes to you, when the truth hits your door, there's an expectation that God says you'll accept it. How much of God's word and how much of God's teaching, and you have to learn how to rightly divide. Is someone trying to help me, or they just want to tell me God's good, good. I don't care nothing about being happy. I care about being positioned to be successful. Some people just want to be happy. Oh, my life is good, but you can't pay your bills. Oh, my life is good, but you can't buy a car. Oh, my life is good, but I can't get an education. Oh, my life is good. Oh, you're doing great. You're doing wonderful. Stop lying to me. Hurt my feelings and prune me and cut me so I can grow. I think it's a text, I can't remember where it talks about he pruneth. God cutteth away every dead branch in me. John 15. And so this is why, I've had leaders and pastors and bishops. Oh, you tough. Oh, you rough. Oh, you. No. I don't care how thick a bush look until it's cut, it won't grow. So here's what it says. And does not change his mind. King James Version, I'm just going to go straight to stanza 4. And whom eyes, he says, he that swears to his own hurt and change not. I'm going to leave you with this because I have 1 minute left. I want to share with you, and I'll pick this back up on Sunday, and hopefully we can get to listen. Walk in truth. Live in truth. And allow your life to be a living testimony before God and be in the living epistle before men and women. God is there to help us handle the problem of life the problems of life, just not only the blessings of life. I'll say it again as I close. Walk in truth, walk in trust, and allow your life to be a living testimony. God is here to help us handle the problems of life, just not for you and I to receive the blessings of life. God bless you. I hope to see you soon.